Good evening. I would like to welcome you all to the North Central Athletic Awards program for the 2022-2023 school year. Thanks, golfers over there. Appreciate that. First off, I'd like to thank all of the parents. Without you having your kids present and available and ready to go and participate for the North Central Co-op, we could not do that without you. So students, athletes, give your parents a round of applause for what they do for you. I would also personally like to thank all of the coaches that we work with. Mike and I have a pretty good crew that we work with, and everybody seems to, I guess, talk to us most of the time. Athletes, after tonight is over, there's a box right up there. Please grab your envelope that has all of the certificates in it, okay? I think that's about it. So, welcome, thank you, and volleyball awards for Coach Painter. You're up.
Good evening, everybody. First, I'd like to recognize all my seniors. If my seniors could all stand up. Oh, that'll be better. I'm really loud, actually. Okay. Stand up, my seniors. Girls, we had a season, and what a season we had. We had all kinds of changes. Everything was new, different. You all pulled through, and your leadership was bar none. I'm proud of each and every one of you. And after you leave the gym tonight, it's a whole new step for you, and I'm super excited to see where you go. I want to thank you for everything you did for the team, not only this season, because you were here with me for one season, but you've been with all of these girls in the school for 4 years or more. I mean, everybody, people have watched you from little bitty, but for what you gave to this high school team, thank you. Volleyball is not an individual sport, and without the effort of our entire team, it cannot function properly. Each member of our team played a valuable role in our season, and for this reason, you are all MVPs to me. I would like to take a moment and share with you some of the words from Coach Bartok, who's unable to be with us tonight for C-Team and JV. She wanted me to note Hannah Kalp for the most digs, Becca Reynolds for the most blocks, Carlene and Becca, you tied for the most kills. Sierra Lindsay for the most assists at 50. Becca Reynolds for the most aces. JV, Bridget Lewis for the most digs. Bridget for the most blocks. And Bridget Lewis for the most kills. Caitlin Painter, you had the most assists. And Sierra Lindsay, you had the most aces. She's gonna work on getting you all certificates. She just didn't have them done for me for tonight. She wants to give, for C-Team, the offensive MVP to Becca and Carlene, defensive to Hannah, and for JV, the offensive to Bridget, and defensive to Sierra and Olivia. Good job, girls. For varsity, I chose to do awards a little bit differently. I want to recognize each and every one of you for all the work that you put in. So if I could have my varsity team come stand up here. Without you guys, our team wouldn't have been what it was. I have a few individual awards. I want to mention our all-conference second team, Miss Addison Anderson. Honorable mention, all-conference to Taitlin Smith and Allie Cosgrove. And our academic all-state nominees were Allie Cosgrove and Hannah Lindsay. I have a certificate for our Rookie of the Year, Miss Bridget. I also have our captains for this year, Allie Steven, Allie Cosgrove, and Taitlin. And finally, I have an award to present to Miss Addison Anderson for breaking the school ACE record with 96 for her career only thus far, because I expect more. With that, girls, thank you so much, and you can take your seat. Thank you, everyone. As the first year, we expect to see all of you and work just as hard next year. Thank you.
Down a little bit. The following people helped make the 2022 cross-country season possible, so I would like to begin by recognizing and thanking them. Rock County and Kippahaw School Board administrators, thank you for supporting the cross-country teams. Kayla, always, thank you for your open door and all your advice. Thank you, Jake, team manager. You did a great job getting those mile splits, filling water bottles, and making sure we had enough gum on hand. Cross-country parents, thank you for attending the meets, supporting your sons and daughters, and helping with water and snacks. Shauna, thank you for sharing your time and talent all of these years. There are so many incredible photos of these runners. It is not easy to look good during a race, but somehow you found a way to make all of them look their best, so thank you. And finally, my family, thank you for your patience and support. I would also like to thank and recognize our team captain, Raiden. There he is. You can sit down. This might take a little bit. Okay, since Raiden is our only senior, I can spend a few more minutes talking about this guy, which is very easy to do when we look back on all of his accomplishments these past 4 years as a North Central cross-country athlete. He is a 4-time letter winner, a 3-time state qualifier, a 5th place state medalist who set North Central's fastest boys state meet time of 17 minutes and 7 seconds. He set the meet record of the Neely Oakdale Invitational with a time of 16 minutes and 28 seconds. And he holds the first position of North Central's top 10 boys 5K by clocking in at 16 minutes and 20 seconds at the Boyd County Invitational. Congratulations, Raiden. All of that is great, but the greatest of Raiden's cross-country accomplishments was revealed in how he approached race after race, practice after practice, mile after mile, day in and day out. It was revealed in the good times and the not so good times. It was revealed in his interactions with competitors and teammates. That accomplishment was doing all of those amazing things all these years with heart. The most heart in any runner I have ever had the opportunity to coach. So thank you again, Raiden. So our season highlights, we had records set by a freshman. Freshman Angela Frick made an incredible transition from the 1,600 to 1,800 meter junior high race into the full 5,000 meters of high school. She finished in either first or second place at every regular season meet. She set 2 records this season, One was set at Kearney as the North Central girls' fastest state meet time of 20 minutes and 28 seconds. And now she joins Raiden in the top spot as North Central's fastest girls 5K runner with a time of 19 minutes and 30 seconds. Congratulations, Angela. We had lots of freshmen. Carter, Layton, Andrew, and Alicia all worked hard, pushed themselves more than they thought they could, made significant improvements in their race times, and became stronger, more confident runners throughout the season. And Layton, where's Layton? Did a top-notch job of keeping the van rides fun and entertaining. A torch was passed. Junior Mason Hagan won his first varsity meet at the West Holt Invitational. From then on, his race times steadily and consistently improved. The 2022 NBC meet at Atkinson, sophomore Lucas Clay had a great race, was our number 3 runner, and he PR'd. Because of that, the boys earned the 2022 NBC Boys Team runner-up. Junior Kiara Taylor also had one of her best races that day, earning 4th place with a time of 21:42. Windy districts and 4 qualifiers. Districts were held at Ainsworth. The northwest wind, blowing 45 miles per hour, made the weather conditions less than ideal. At various places on the course, it looked like the runners had hit a wall. But we qualified 4 runners for state that day. Mason won his 2nd varsity meet. Raiden came in 2nd. Angela was also 2nd, and Kira was 6th. And finally, the boys ran first this year at state. The day felt a little different, as this year the boys ran before the girls. 128 boys ran the Class D race. Mason finished the race in 16th place in 17 minutes and 44 seconds, just 3 seconds off his time from 2021. And Raiden finished 21st with a time of 17:59. Out of 124 girls in Class D, Angela Frick earned the 6th place medal, and Kira Taylor finished in 38th place, running at 22:29. So if I could have the cross-country members please stand when I read your names. Our cross-country letter winners are Raiden Orton and Mason Hagan. Our boys cross-country participants are Lucas Clay, Carter Buell, Layton Deibler, and Andrew Rowan. Academic All-State Boys Cross-Country went to Raiden and Mason. NBC All-Conference Boys Cross-Country team, Raiden and Mason. Girls Cross-Country letter winners, you can have a seat, guys, if you want. Girls Cross-Country letter winners are Kiara Taylor and Angela Frick. Our girls cross-country participant is Alicia Moravec. Nebraska Coaches Association All-State Girls Cross-Country Team, Angela Frick. Academic All-State Girls Cross-Country, Kira Taylor. And NBC All-Conference Girls Cross-Country Team, Kira and Angela. Congratulations.
All right, I'll just get started here. List the freshmen that were participants. If you're here, go ahead and stand. Shane Munger, Zach Wiebelhaus. And then letter winners were Cade Wiest and Atwood Albright. The rest of the way is easy. Sophomore, juniors, and seniors were all letter winners. Sophomores, Big Chase Jewicki, Zach Swanson, Branson Anderson, Cole Otten, Chase Kotzer, Jackson Kozad. Juniors, Dooley Caulfield, Hunter Craven, Gavin Pruitt, Jackson Halleck, and Dylan Benamarito. And seniors were Bo Wiebelhaus and Tate Miller. And both of those two spent a little time on the injured reserve, so they still have practices to make up. Managers were Wyatt Fisher, Drake Johnson, and Wyatt Dillon. I appreciate you guys. I'll just give a real brief summary of the season. As most of you are well aware, it was a difficult season for us. A lot of young players, a lot of injuries, rough start, had some turnover trouble the very first game of the year, and then I really thought the home opener here at Rock County when we played Riverside, which was a 7-1 team that won a couple games in the playoffs. In fact, I think Neely took them out in the quarters, but that was a 6-0 game well into the second quarter, and we were playing really good ball defensively. We were moving the ball, probably didn't finish a couple of drives we could have, and all of a sudden Tate got injured, and then Hunter within about one series apart, and you could just kind of feel the air get sucked out of us a little bit. And we knew going into the season we didn't have a lot of depth, didn't have a lot of numbers, and then that kind of got away from us. But to these guys' credit, late in the season, we went down and played Summerlin team that was playoff ready and big kids, and we battled pretty hard. We got in the right position, and even the Neely game, admittedly they had a couple athletes that were really good and stood out, and the guys kept digging in, played hard. We battled first, second quarters, and just unfortunately unable to put a full game together. But the bright side of that for all the guys that are back, other than the two seniors, is typically when you have a team that has this many young guys getting that kind of experience and getting thrown to the fire, live bullets, it makes them better for the next couple years. So there's certainly going to be a lot of improvement the next year here, and you guys have had a lot of experience. Unfortunately, I kind of know the feeling of getting thrown in there as an underclassman sometimes when you're outmanned, but stay the course and we'll be all right. For our all-district, we had 2 first-team selections, Jackson Halleck and Dylan Benamarito. And then our honorable mention was Tate Miller, Bo Wiebelhaus, Gavin Pruitt. We also had a couple academic all-state selections in Branson Anderson and Dylan Benamarito. Me personally, give a thank you to the assistant coaches. John Freese did a good job for us, put a lot of time in over here, and sometimes you couldn't tell by the results of what we were getting, but we were putting the work in, the kids were putting the work in, we just maybe didn't always get quite the end result we wanted. Sometimes that's getting 6 or 7 guys to the right spot and maybe not the 8th, and that'll come. And then and Ethan has been really good, really patient, does a good job working with the scout team, and appreciate everything he's doing too. And also Kyle Lindsay worked with us as a volunteer So showed up unpaid, just actually the bulk of the time, but when he could, he was there, and he's been around the program long enough that he kind of knows where we need to get guys lined up and how we want to run things. Also, the ADs, Mike and Kayla, do a good job. Tolerated me for another year. Appreciate it. Then Brian Munger and for doing a lot of the film, and then parents for putting on the team suppers. We really appreciate that, and I think it's really nice to get in a setting where, maybe you got the coaches and the players just sitting down and visiting and eating, and you're not just seeing that 2 or 3 hours a week where we're stressed out and throwing hats and yelling, and maybe you see the worst of us, and it's good to see the good normal side of us every once in a while too. As far as that goes, seniors finished with a 3-1 record against Ainsworth, which is 75%, which is also probably better than either you guys got on your math test. I know Tate's not here, so you can tell him I said that. And then the other thing, the fans appreciate the support from the community and family members, and even in a difficult year, we've turned out, and we travel, North Central travels about as well as anybody across the board that I've noticed. The only other thing for me, just from a football standpoint, encourage your friends, encourage your sons and your little brothers and cousins to play and stay with it, because football, as much or more than any other sport, is a numbers game and a volume game, and there's kids that when they're freshmen never look like they're going to see the field, and by the time they're junior or senior, they're a dude and they're playing, and we can teach you the technique, you bring the effort, and we'll get you in the right spot eventually, and we'll get it done. But that was an issue for us last year too, is the depth. Need to be up there, minimum of 20, probably need to be pushing 25 to 30 guys and make this thing click the way we want to. So that is about all I had. Appreciate it.
I just want to start off thanking Kayla and Mike for everything they do, especially Kayla. She kind of, keeps us in track. Our parents, everything you guys do, we really appreciate it, and my wife. I'll just start off with our wrestlers. Stand when I call your name. Wyatt Fowler was first team all-conference and a letter winner. Sidon Brock. Zach Wiebelhaus, second team all-conference, academic all-state, and he was a letter winner. And Cade Wiest and Atwood Albright. Those are my freshmen. Sophomores, Jackson Kozad, Chase Jawicki, Chase Kotzer, Kip Leonard, and Branson Anderson. He was a letter winner in academic all-state. Juniors, Gavin Pruitt, letter winner, and Bo Kaufman, letter winner. And then seniors, Elijah Clay, Bo Wiebelhaus, he's a letter winner and third place state medalist. And Tristan Kruger, he was a letter winner, and he was a qualifier this year, and this was the third time he made a trip to Omaha. I want to talk a little bit about those two seniors. Starting with Bo, he was basically a freshman for us this year. Didn't wrestle since he was in 8th grade, but it didn't slow him down. You know, I know a lot of people are like, I bet he wished he would have went out the last 3 years, but, you know, I'm proud of him for coming out. Most seniors, you know, if they haven't been out for something, it's done and gone. So I appreciate him for that, and the way he just came into the room, worked his butt off, no excuses, and to win a third-place medal is pretty hard to do in one season, so congratulations. And then Tristan, I know he sure wanted a medal, and 3 years he was about a hair from it, and I will have to say he was probably, well, I know he was in the toughest weight class in Class D at state. There was 6 returning state medalists, and there was a returning state champion that didn't even medal in that weight class. So, I mean, it's nothing to be ashamed about for him. Bo and Tristan, they're both great leaders, work hard, never complained. And Tristan, I'll have to give him props. He was the only one that beat me in the push-up, the Bring Sally Up push-up challenge. So it's got to be pretty tough to do that. I want to thank my student managers. I don't know if they're here. Addie Wiest. There she is. Parker Lewis. And Savannah McGowan. They do a great job for us, you know, keeping track of everything for us, and, you know, just they kind of keep us in line too. So thank you for that. Yeah, shaking her head. It was another good season for the wrestling team. You know, we started out the season with 17 kids, and if you would have said that 5 years ago, I would have said, I don't think we'd ever have more than 10, but, you know, we finished the year with 15. Cade didn't get a wrestle at districts, was hurt. Gavin tried not being able to wrestle at districts, but we got him in there. You know, it's great to see that numbers and those things kind of start rolling. As you can see, we very young team. I think we only had, between juniors and seniors, only 5 kids. So, you know, very young team, talented team, and excited about what's coming forward. At Niobrara Valley Conference, we ended up 3rd, and to be honest, I really thought we could have wrestled a little better. We lost a couple tough duels. Well, I wouldn't even say tough duels. They kind of spanked us a little bit, Neely Oakdale and Elkhorn Valley, and me and Zach had to take them back to the locker room, and we had a little bit of a chat, but then they kind of come out our last duel against Summerland, and, you know, we come out on top and won that 3rd place. And then, yeah, I think after our little chat, the whole rest of the season, everybody really started to turn the corner and wrestle tough. Districts is tough. It's always tough. And, you know, you want the whole team to make it, but unfortunately that doesn't happen like you like. You know, 2 state qualifiers. I think there's only been 1 year that since I've been coaching in 10, 11 years that we haven't had a state qualifier. And that's, I think, the only year we didn't have a medalist maybe since I've been coaching. But yeah, we had 3 or 4 right there in the heartbreak round. You know, one I think went into overtime, you know, get caught in a bad situation, but they all left it all out on the mat and couldn't be more proud. I think that's about all I got. Thank you.
All right, boys basketball next. First off, want to thank Coach Klosterman, Coach K. Great addition to the squad this year. I'm looking forward to working with him the next few years. Kayla and Mike, appreciate them having our backs anytime anything goes awry. Want to thank the players, the parents, fans, student body, The girls were great at some of the games. You guys get loud. Sometimes I catch myself paying attention to you more than I probably should. You guys are doing 80 music stuff, but good stuff. The boys appreciate it when they're loud and when the gym's loud and packed. So I'm going to go ahead and bring you guys up. When I call your name, come on up. Get some eyeballs off me so I can talk here a little better. Trey Anthony. We'll start with freshman. Trey Anthony, varsity letter winner this year. Carter Buell, probably our most improved freshman this year. Wyatt Fisher, deadly three-point shooter in practice. Shane Munger, the most scrappy, hustling little dude I've ever been around. Cole Lawton, not here, was a varsity letter winner and earned academic All-State. Zach Swanson, oh, these are sophomores, by the way, Zach. Varsity letter winner and tied the North Central record for free throws made in a game. Yeah, that will blow some minds if you watched him play. But he got hot one game against Stewart. Good job. Mason Hagan, varsity letter winner. Oh, we're juniors now. Jackson Halleck, varsity letter winner. Jamison Painter, varsity letter winner and earned academic All-State. Seniors, Voorhees is not here, is he? Carson Anderson, varsity letter winner, all-conference honorable mention, and selected to play in the North Central Nebraska All-Star Game. And Raiden Norton, varsity letter winner, all-conference first team, selected to play in the North Central Nebraska All-Star Game, and set a new North Central record for career rebounds. Great job. Quick rundown of the season. Crazy, fun, exciting, frustrating season. These guys are a great group of kids, though. Wouldn't want to go to battle with anybody else. You guys are hard workers. You challenged each other in practice, kept it competitive, kept it fun. Started off losing the first game to BC. We started, I think, 4 new starters that game, and we looked a little ragtag. We weren't ready for the speed of varsity level, but as the game went along, we got better. So we turned around the next night, beat Burwell, first time in 4 seasons. Good job on that. Then we went down to Sand Hill Stedford, won down there for the first time in 4 seasons. And after that game, I thought, all right, we got something special here because you boys are playing good. I think Carson was still out at that point, so we still had to add him yet. Then the winter of 2022, 2023 hit, and the season just went away. We played 4 games in the next 32 days. And I think we practiced 8 to 10 times during that. It was just crazy. When we got back on the court finally, once the snow had stopped flying, took a while to get our legs back under us and get back up to speed, but we finished the season good. We went to Creighton. There were some games, there was a crazy season. There were some games we shouldn't have won that we probably did. There was games we lost we probably shouldn't have lost. Creighton, 2 overtime loss. Outstanding reffing, but we fought, probably should have won that one. We needed to just finish it before overtime hit. Then we went to the NVC tournament, beat Boyd County, who had beat us the first game of the season, so now we thought we were looking pretty good. I liked what we had. Then next night we went to Santee. Looking at the boys' eyes in the locker room before the game, you thought we landed on the moon. That first half was crazy. But once we got into halftime, we had a little chat, talked about their high school kids, just like you guys. And we went out, after being down 21 at halftime, we cut it to 3 with, a couple minutes left? Ended up losing by 4 or 5. Then we turned around and go play Cologne. Led the whole game, let him back in, went to overtime. Carson hit his buzzer beater, double pump from half court. That's a game we probably shouldn't have won. but we did. Then we go out to Valentine and we score a total of 28 points, shoot 18%, shoot 7% from threes. That's crazy from you guys. Burke, another overtime game. Raiden, I think Raiden come down. You hit a three with like 5 seconds left to give us a 2-point lead in overtime. Thought we had it. They banked a half quarter in to win that game. That was a game we probably should have won that we didn't. Then we played Stewart at home. Right quick, I'm about done here. We played Stewart at home, a state-ranked team, and won. And we had some good mojo going into sub-districts. I liked how the team was playing. Went and played Niobrara Verdigris, beat them by 38. And then we had Ainsworth. Led the whole game, and we just let it slip away. That's a game that's going to bother me for a long time. I really wanted it for you boys, especially you seniors. I had you for 4 years. You guys deserved to win that game. You guys played your hearts out. You practiced hard. The whole team practiced hard, but I just felt bad for the seniors because that was a game we probably should have won. I wish Voorhees was here because I was getting, after that game, I don't know, it's hard for coaches to see the kids crying in the locker room, towels over their head, knowing they just lost a game they probably should have won. And probably should have been better prepared for to win the game. And I'm trying to talk to the team, coach is trying to talk to the team, and Voorhees is like, Coach, can I say something? Absolutely, this could be interesting. And he gets up and tells the boys that nobody lost a car, nobody lost a house. Everybody's fine. It's just a game. So Voorhees kind of broke the tension at the end of the season there. So anyway, I love this team. You guys are great. Seniors, we lose 2 of you. You guys are going to do great going forward. I'll be watching you from afar. Appreciate the 4 years you gave to the program. You guys always gave maximum effort, had great attitude. We got a lot of returning players next year, a lot of varsity experience already on the team. We got a promising group of 8th graders coming up. So Coach and I are really looking forward to next season, and we'll get after it this summer, so be ready for a busy summer. Oh, speaking of that, we have a basketball meeting after this in Mrs. Fisher's room. So thanks for coming, everybody.
All right, well, first of all, like everybody else, want to make sure that we thank the ADs. Kayla and Mike do a fantastic job. Also want to make sure that I thank my wife because she had to put up with a lot. It is a lot to coach, and Coach kind of stole a little bit of my thunder with Mother Nature is undefeated, and she really did a whammy, especially on a new coach and, well, new staff. And it was kind of tough sledding there for a while. Want to make sure that I thank Coach Lindsay. Did Coach Lindsay make it in tonight? She's not? Okay. She did a great job coming over with some experience, and she did a really good job not only with the JV but also with the varsity, and did a really nice job for us. Also want to make sure that some of the unsung heroes, custodial staff, Ione, Brandon, Carl, and Sherry, they do a great job. And then, of course, our bus drivers, Justin, Debbie, and then even Tim Wyrick jumped in one time for us because we couldn't find anybody with all the misschedules and reschedules and all of that. And, of course, our junior high staff, Coach Heather Painter stepped up, being new this year, Mary Kay Keck, and Steve Hansen did a good job as a volunteer. Let's have our freshmen come up. Reese Taylor, Rebecca Reynolds, Angela Frick, Kit Painter, and Carlene Kepler. And Carlene was a first-time letter winner. Sophomores, Sydney Sybrandt and Bridget Lewis. And Bridget will also be getting her first letter for basketball this year. Second for basketball? Oh, she's got 2. Juniors, Olivia Strand, Lainey Pospischal, Addison Anderson, and Morgan Lewis. Lainey, Addison, and Morgan are all letter winners. And then for our seniors, Brooklyn Buell, Allie Stephen is sick this evening, Allie Cosgrove, and McKenna Witzke. For our seniors, Allie Cosgrove and Brooklyn Buell were also academic All-State. Allie Cosgrove has the opportunity, if healthy, to play in the NCN All-Star Game in O'Neill on May 26th, and she also was invited to the Miss Basketball Carney on June 4th. Obviously, anytime that there is a change in a program, it's never going to be easy, even the terminology. And one thing that I learned from our exit interviews, and I appreciate all the honesty, was that was probably the number one thing, is just being able to communicate all the things that we're looking to do. So I appreciate all the honesty that we had in those. And for me personally, it was a great opportunity to grow as a coach and to learn a lot. So I think maybe you guys taught me more than I taught you this year, and I do appreciate it. And notes have been taken, and we will be better next year. As far as the season goes, obviously Mother Nature undefeated, but the one thing that did stick out in going through statistics were in 6 of our 8 wins, we had 10-plus assists, and only in 1 of our 13 losses did we have double-digit assists. And one game that will stick out in particular, well, there's a bunch, but for assists, against Stewart, we had 25 assists on 28 made baskets, and I don't know that that's a record that can be beaten. That was probably the most unselfish ball movement that I've seen, and we just couldn't miss. In that game, Addison set the record with 7 3-pointers in a game, which is unbelievable, and then she also set the all-time school record with 84. We had 4 games where we had 50-plus rebounds, which shows us that we're going to the boards and working as a team. As the season progressed, we got off to an okay start, and then we just kind of hit that stretch. And like Coach said, we played 8 games in 32 days, and that just makes it very, very, very difficult. As for, I want to make sure that I thank our managers as well. Zoe Snyder, is Zoe here tonight? Ireland Buell, thank you. Elizabeth Alexander, Maya Lewis, thank you, and Fallon Witzke. So that is always a tough job to do, getting towels and getting water and doing all of those things, and it's really appreciated. And we look forward to you guys playing in the future. With that, that's all I have. I want to thank you for the season, and we will get better because I will get better, and we will push you guys to be better next year. Thank you.
Jackson Kaup will tell us right now what sport we're talking about. That's right, golf. Participants for this year, we've got a number of new golfers to the scene this year. We're kind of figuring it out yet. We're coming up to the close of the season. We've got meet at Valentine on Thursday, and then we have districts next Tuesday, and then hopefully we'll be taking some golfers to state following that. So participants, we have Jackson Kaup and Garrett May for seniors. Junior, Ella Mitchell. Sophomores, Branson Anderson, Tad Morrow, Cole Otten, and Zach Swanson. and freshman Alicia Morbeck. Thank you. You can sit down. Garrett May and Cole Otten were selected Academic All-State. Our two letter winners to this point, which we can add to this list as we go, but our two letter winners to this point are Garrett May and Zach Swanson. Again, we have a couple tournaments to go, so that list may grow as we go. Give you one highlight because this hasn't happened since I've been here. I don't know when the last time it was. Ainsworth Invite, our golf team, was runner-up. So congratulations, boys, on that. Thank you.
Come up. Okay. Well, first of all, I'd like to start off by thanking the administration, Mike and Kayla. They've been a real help for me today, or this season, and make this North Central Nice Track team a success. And I really want to thank my assistant coaches, Byron Pfister and Trish Morrison and John Dorman. They've been a real help to me this year, being my first year this year. I couldn't have done this without you, Byron. Thank you. He's been my right-hand man this year. He has a wealth of knowledge in developing athletes and maintaining them throughout the season. I really enjoyed coaching with him. And Trish Morrison, she's also been great. She's been a great friend to me and a wonderful hurdles coach. She has brought several years of coaching experience to the table that really made my job easier. And she is someone I can always count on. John Dorman. I think he's been, I don't know how long he's been here coaching the throwers, but for several years. And he really knows how to get the best out of you guys throwing. One thing I like is every morning down at the Bassett Grade School, I get to visit with him, and we get talking about track stuff, and I tell you this, being my first year as a track coach has really been a treat. And I'd also like to thank Bobby Anthony and Ben Anthony. Bobby has stayed up, I don't know how many nights, getting our entries in for our meets. And Ben, he's kind of like our statistician or something. He's always got some neat thing for me to look at. I also have a volunteer coach down at the grade school, Nikki Ebert. I don't know, she's been coaching for several years, and she decided to step away this year, but she's someone I can go to daily with any questions that I have that always comes. And finally, but not least, I have to express my appreciation to my wife, Wendy, for listening to me talk about how great you guys have been, all the great things you've been doing, and all the long hours that gets put into coaching you guys. So with that, I would like to have the girls come up here when I call your name. Allie Cosgrove, senior. Bailey Palmer, senior, not here. Okay. Brooklyn Buell, senior. Also nominated her for Academic All-State. So, what about that? McKenna Witzke, Caitlin Smith, Addison Anderson, Delia Dearmont, excuse me, Caitlin Painter, Kiera Taylor, Lainey Pospital, Morgan Lewis, and Bridget Lewis, Jade Johnson, Lindsay Wagner, Sydney Sybrandt, Angela Frick, Harley Dillon, and Carlene Kepler. And Carlene, you were nominated for Academic All-State this year. So. Macy Burnson and Reese Taylor. This is your 2023 Lady Knights track team. Now, boys, you can come up here. I'll enter when I introduce you, okay? Start out with Carson Anderson, Raiden Orton, and you were nominated for All-State Academic, or Academic All-State also. So. Dylan Benmarito, Hunter Craven, Jackson Hollick, Jamison Painter, and I believe you were nominated also, Jamison, for Academic All-State. Mason Hagan, Chase Jewicki, did I say that right? All right. Chase Kosker, Jackson Kozad, Kip Leonard, Nate Sybrandt, see here, Andrew Rowan, Atwood Albrecht, Carter Buell, Cade Wiest, Leighton Dibler, Thomas Carr, Trey Anthony, and Wyatt Fowler. This is your men's team right here. Yep. Good job. We qualified 6 athletes this year to compete in the Norfolk Classic meet. And these athletes were Raiden Orton in the 800, Mason Hagan in the 800, Brooklyn Buell in pole vault, Kiera Taylor in the 800, Angela Frick in the 800 meter and the 1600 meter, and Carlene Kepler in shot put. So congratulations to them. Probably the biggest thing this year that I noticed was just how competitive we are. We went up against some teams with some big numbers, and we've competed very well. Our boys, We finished 4th in our conference, which pretty proud of you there. We went to Summerland, and we ended up getting runner-up at Summerland. Good job. And meet records, that's right, that's right. I'm also very pleased with this year's performances, and I know we will continue doing this in the districts. We're gonna have districts here this Thursday. I can feel the hunger out there you guys have to compete well, both boys and girls. And of course, after that, we have state on May 19th and 20th. And we're gonna hopefully take a busload down for that. So with that, on behalf of the men and women's 2023 North Central Nice Track team, I thank you all for coming out and seeing us. Oh.
All right. We have lots of cookies back there, so please grab one on your way out. If you are going out for football or boys basketball next year, you need to head to my room, please. Thank you. Oh yeah, don't forget your packets. By grade, alphabetical order.